Live from the Injured on the Go Just Call Moe studio.
It's a blast!
It's Orlando's own Tom and Dan.
Welcome to Corporate Time with Tom and Dan. I'm Tom.
I am Dan. Two of my favorites are here, sir, and I will allow you to have the honors.
Jeff and Casey Howell are here. How you guys doing?
Hey!
Casey Howell's going to be performing at Celebration at the Wilson Orlando on Friday and at Cherry Pocket Steak and Seafood in Lake Wales on Saturday. So you can check Casey Howell out at both those locations.
Cherry Pocket
weekend.
Steak and Seafood sounds good.
All right. Extra seafood.
Yeah, I love it.
Cherry Pocket Fish.
Hold on, let's start over. There we go. That'll make it better.
Can you
That'll
say
make it
Cherry
better.
Pocket on the radio?
Yeah, absolutely we can. You know what? You know what we need to cleanse the palate, ladies and gentlemen. Here he is. It's our new president singing "God is a River." Here's our new president singing "God is a River." Here he goes. Just let him sing a little bit of it. This is the Jeff Howell song.
Yeah.
Ladies and gentlemen, Donald Trump. Oh, Tom the Bomb first. Ladies and gentlemen, Tom the Bomb. And here's Trump.
What the hell is this?
Down in the sea.
Is that you? Is it AI?
Yeah.
Oh my God.
What do you think? What do you think?
It's
better.
Yeah, I didn't realize how good a song it was. till I heard this
Wait
one.
till he hits it. Wait till he hits it right here. Wait till he hits it.
To wash away my sorrow.
Are you sure that's not you? That sounds
No, I
like
swear to
what-
God. I swear to God, that's AI.
We
Trump.
don't do any work
yeah,
anymore.
we
Don't
don't do
worry.
anything, yeah. All we do is sit in front of our computers and laugh. Yeah, that is AI.
Isn't
Trump.
that amazing?
Yeah, it's that took me all of 18 seconds, and but it did cost me $60.
the subscription, yeah.
Because everything you got to do, everything is in microtransactions of bits.
Yeah.
And micro bits.
Oh,
and
sure.
That cost me 22,400 microbits, which is $60.
You are just for the one song.
Yeah, just for the one song.
Oh, but
I don't own
paying
it.
for
But
the
I don't
notes.
own it. I just have to
Really?
rent it.
Wow,
Yeah,
but
yeah.
you
But
can't.
then they now own your song. I'm sorry.
Yeah,
about
sure.
That. Yeah,
Right,
I'm sorry
yeah.
about that. Yeah.
And not like I made any money. Because my songs had been playing on the the 104.1 for years and years and years. I've seen not one penny from that. And and I am a BMI affiliate, but that's you know what that
Huge
that is?
BMI.
I don't like you.
What if you sued him, Jeff? That'd be awesome.
What's that?
That would be pretty
Yeah,
awesome.
if you just take your life savings and just sued for like I don't even know how much it would be.
Yeah.
Just,
Yeah.
Two
Just-
life savings.
Yeah.
a couple dollars.
Well, the thing is, they do have a guy there's a guy named Brian Bassett that is that's a legend in the blues studios around here, and he's a great performer. Right? Well, he's the guitar player on Play That Funky Music, White Boy. He was in the band Wild Cherry. And before they went with the name Cherry Pocket,
Open a bar,
They open a
seafood
bar.
steak.
they were Wild Cherry. And anyway, he wrote the lick. So anyway, he received his band cut of the royalties, which but way back then was just minimal.
Yeah.
But he had written that lick, and he did copyright the lick. So finally, he got a lawyer. Entertainment lawyer said, "Look, I don't think I've been paid." So that guy went and backtracked. He found all the money, and I mean, we're talking over the years. He's made millions from this lawyer going back and finding out how much he was owed.
Really?
Yeah. So if I do that with Clear Channel, I'm in the tens of dollars.
Hey, buddy.
Yeah.
Well, you know what's funny is like there's been multiple royalty lawsuits that have popped up, and it seems like it's because of the digital age. Like it's easier to go back and actually have a record of certain because everything is now keeping track of.
One day, sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt you.
No. I was just saying, like, back in the day when companies would pay royalties, like you're talking analog TV, and then it's like for sure they were screwing the artists. They were looking at every single. They were like, these
we knew that
thousands
ourselves from our own commercials that we would do, and then we'd have to go down the hallway.
Yeah.
And then turn in a physical record of just like no different than like a bowling scorecard or a golf scorecard.
How many times?
Yeah,
Nobody's
here's
doing
10
that.
hash marks. it wasn't even real. You
Yeah.
know, like, yeah, absolutely,
Well,
they were taking advantage.
they have two companies. BMI is the one that most musicians go with because it's free.
Yeah.
Okay, that appealed to me. The ASCAP is the one you pay. You pay yearly to be on. And apparently back in the day, the difference was BMI relied on the program directors or the DJs to write down which songs they played.
Yeah,
You know,
yeah.
they send it to a database where they go, okay, they played the song. ASCAP actually hired people to go listen to each radio station, and they would write down the songs. So that's why it cost to be with ASCAP.
Okay, gotcha.
Yeah. So they actually hired people that would follow up. But if you go with BMI, they go, that's Jeff Howell. Whatever.
Yeah.
So you paid people to listen to your songs so that they would pay you?
That's a real good point.
Yeah. This is the music business, right? Yeah, that's entertainment, man.
Yeah.
I mean, it's insane. You go back 30 years, how the process used to work. Like, if things are still written down on paper.
Yeah.
You know, like it's insane. You know,
It's crazy to think that, like, even like the way that we all do, like you, I was looking at some of these amazing photos that you've been going through.
Yeah.
It's like, dude, that's so cool.
Thank you.
I got lost on your page trying to find, like, Tom and I were talking about something, and then I went to your page to research. And
Yeah.
then I just started getting lost in your Facebook, and I urge anybody, if you're a fan or
Yeah.
friend of Jeff Howell,
Yeah,
and you
yeah,
love
yeah.
his music, and you care about him and Casey, go to his Facebook page
Yeah.
and just roll through.
They're
It's
fun.
I
They're-
got lost in
Yeah.
it, man. There's too much
Thank
to even
you.
look
So
at.
where
And some
did
of the
that come
people,
from?
I forget their names, and I'm like, I met that person, but I don't know who that is.
Yeah.
Like Colleen?
Colleen. Hey,
Colleen,
Colleen.
I
Yeah.
met her.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, just a huge, larger-than-life character, but it gets
So
all jumbled
sweet.
up because, but what the reason I'm doing it, Tom, is because I'm at that point right now where I'm. For a while, I was thinking of moving to Ireland. Okay, I think I told you that.
Yeah,
Yes,
yeah.
Okay,
yeah.
I put that on the back burner because it's just going to take more thinking and more work than I'm willing to do for the rest of my life.
Oh.
But the second thing is,
So you gave up on your dream.
oh yeah,
I like that. I like
Sixth
that.
or seventh one
you
so
know what?
far. Yeah.
You came
I really
to the
don't
right
like
guy.
him. I really don't like-
Every other week we have a topic about. Like, we did a topic last week that was like, "What's the best dream you've given up?" Tom and Dan. Like, you came to the right guy.
Oh, I know.
We're the dream giver of it.
Oh, I know. So, but the other dream is to move up where my brother and sister live.
Nice,
For the
yeah.
final years of our lives and everything.
Okay, all
Not that
right.
I'm a pessimist, but
Planning on anything? Yeah.
Well, where is that?
yeah, it's in northwest Arkansas.
Okay, just as good as Ireland.
Some call it. I think they call it Razorback Ireland. Right? I know that's what it's done.
I
People talk the same.
I know. I have a harder time understanding North Arkansas people than I do Irish
Yeah,
people.
yeah.
But anyway, in doing so, I have to clean up my house. I have to fix it up. I have to get it ready. So I've done the exterior. I've done that work. But
Why
so
did you masturbate after that? It's so weird. Such a weird thing to do. Like, I did all the
It was a
exterior
huge
work.
relief.
I said I did say I had to clean up my house. So.
Right.
So anyway, but the other thing is you got to clean out the closet. I saved every picture that I've ever had since 1977.
Oh my
when I joined Clutch, yeah. I mean, I have like
a
20,000
psychopath.
pictures.
You've
So
only
Are they in
taken
like
3
Rubbermaid?
It's 4 photos.
Are they in giant Rubbermaid bins or something?
yeah.
Or-
No, any box or anything, they're in bags, they're in boxes, and
In
you
the
go.
refrigerator, the freezer.
Yeah, and so you go through them, and of course, half of them back in the day, was your thumb in front of it, or you accidentally hit the camera stuff. So, but then you scan it, and then you scan the ones that you want to remember. And so I did that, and I went through pretty much all the pictures. So I scanned the ones, and I'm just running into stuff that I go, oh my God, like when he was just, a baby. And still crapping at his diapers, and I picked
saw
it
that
up.
picture.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Nothing's changed.
But the thing is, I did all the photos, and so now I'm on the videotape, and I thought I'd bring you guys a videotape
Yeah.
that I found.
What?
You ready?
Yeah.
Are you excited?
I am
Oh,
excited.
do we have a
You ready?
VCR player?
I
Girls Gone
I
Wild.
can find one.
You ready?
Yeah.
Rust Bow and Dirty Jim exposed.
Yeah! Hell yeah!
People have been asking for it.
Yeah. Oh,
Take it.
Man. Yeah, look at that.
And it is nothing but saggy boobs and hairy
Oh my
vag.
God! Yeah, I love this. I love this. This is fantastic.
Why would you bring that, Jeff?
The 90s.
It's like,
Why
yeah.
would you bring
I'm trying to bring us all
It's like
together.
this,
You know what I
you're
mean?
like, most of the titties used in this are dead titties.
Come on.
Sorry, it had to be said.
That's yours.
Thank you.
Yeah,
Oh, my God.
I've already put on my
Put that up here.
computer.
Yeah, he's already used it.
That's why I went.
You're like,
What is funny about that is that if you did watch that, you're like, they put this on the radio.
Oh, it was horrible.
You can't even put this on the internet now.
Yeah.
In Florida,
It was
you have to be 21 and up.
It was amazing because they would just walk in the door naked. You know, it wasn't even like
Yeah,
a
yeah,
build-up
yeah,
or
yeah.
anything. Yeah, and it got so. Actually, it got to where nudity was boring.
yeah.
You know,
Yeah, it did.
so
But
then
we
they
had
were-
this effect at the Playboy. We went to Playboy Radio.
Yeah.
And there were so many naked women that after about 15 minutes, we were just like, all right.
You know, my
15 minutes?
Yeah.
That's what it took?
Because they're so good looking that,
Yeah.
like, I don't know, like, you get shamed because you're in such a professional.
Yeah.
Like, you can't just start acting like an animal that you want to. So you're forced into just not caring about it, which I think turns you, like, gay for the afternoon or something. Like,
Completely
I don't-
shut
yeah,
down,
It's like
yeah.
you get shut down, and then you're just, I'm not restarting this up again.
Hello,
Yeah.
businesswoman.
Yeah, I'm all business now.
You know what's horrible timing on my part is I became an intern,
Yeah,
right?
then-
And spend my
yeah, you were
first
already
like
married when we met you.
no.
This guy's locked in.
It's just 2 months into my internship. Janet Jackson
Yeah.
happens, and then Clear
Good.
Channel's like, no more nudity,
Yeah.
only racism now.
yeah.
And then I'm like, oh, it's my least
Yeah.
fun topic. Still doing that. But I wanted
still
nudity.
pays off, yeah.
I wanted nudity, though, because I was in radio, and
Yeah.
that's when Howard Stern.
And then you
for-
met me, and you know what I said? I said, "Hey, kid, let me teach you something. It's called sexy racism." Okay, I didn't say that.
There was one where they were trying to get these girls to qualify for Miss Monster.
Oh, well,
or
of
something.
course
Yeah.
they needed to qualify and meet the standards.
So they came
They
in.
had to meet the standards of us in the morning show. Do you qualify, madam?
Oh my God! And they had this one girl in there, and her thing was she was going to do a string of.
I remember this.
No,
Yeah, we gotta be
yeah,
careful.
bead,
Yeah,
yeah,
beads.
And so the going in part was fine.
Yeah,
The coming out part, and when she finally got to the end of it, she pulled it out and it popped, and a drop went.
Oh,
Yeah.
And I was sitting right next to her,
Yeah.
and I went. I swear to God, I went.
Should we play the other thing now? Should we go to something else? Okay, here, we're doing.
your
Remember
son
when?
is here, Jeff.
You're unclean, man. No amount of showers are ever going to clean you off.
Here, check this out.
We
check this
dated
out.
for 2 weeks. After
You sent this, and I edited it so we could play it on air. But check this out, Tom. This is a blast in the past. Is this a young? Who is this? This young hip hopper here?
Start the entire show. We're gonna do a song together. Give it up for Daniels right there.
What year is this?
2000.
Yes.
25 years ago.
This is 25 years ago.
Oh, that's what I said. Look at
Yeah,
this.
here's a young Dan.
Look at this. Look at that baby.
I'm getting ready to spit mad fire on your ass, Tom.
1, 2, 3, and to the floor. Nobody rocks our party like that. Jump. Ready to make a net shit, so back on up. Cause you know I'm about to break it up. Give it a microphone verse so I can bust like a bubble. Compton and Long Beach together, there you know that we show. Ain't nothing but a dirt baby. Too long done.
Uh-oh, said the N-word, Dan. Dan, why'd you say the N-word?
I'm
Why'd
mad.
you do that? You were feeling yourself. I was feeling myself.
When you're in the song,
This
yeah.
is 25 years ago at a time when if I had not said the N-word, people would be like, what's wrong with you?
Yeah, oh, I know.
Yeah, say it.
I thought in a period of time back in that day, you know, we're talking 97, 96, I thought that if we just kept saying it over and over again, we would kill the sensitivity to it. Apparently, that didn't work.
Yeah, you tried your hardest.
Yeah,
Is this at Hard Rock Live?
This
or
is at
something?
House
Yeah.
of Blues.
Oh, House of Blues?
that's Average Joe you play with.
Look at my dance moves. Look at those dance moves.
Do you have a tucked-in shirt with a braided belt?
I have
Yeah,
a
he does.
Okay, let me describe my outfit. I
a
have
real radio
I have on the finest of Jinkos. Look at those moves. Look at those moves. You're gonna have to see this. You go to YouTube Twitch at Tom and Dan Live. Tom and Dan Live on Twitch.
Do you have the chain with the Jankos?
I think I have a chain.
Yeah.
I think those are Zeke Cavaricci's. That's the second time this week. Your wife came in yesterday and told us that she had a pair of Zeke Cavaricci's.
Yeah.
I am currently wearing Zeke Cavaricci's. I have a braided belt on. I have a chain wallet.
Yeah.
And a tucked in. Look at that. Look at those moves. I have a tucked in Real Radio polo with the top button like I'm in Long Beach, California.
Yeah.
What does that look?
Only complimented by the Real Radio lanyard for the backstage pass.
The chat room is noticing that I dance really well.
Yeah.
And I probably danced my hips broken.
Very erotic stuff you're doing there.
Yeah.
That's a blonde, like a blonde bowl cut.
I know. That's like, hold on a second here. He's loving this because the only person that's ever been able to make fun of hair on this show is me. So I deserve all of this.
Yeah, absolutely.
That was more of a sir. Allow me to correct you, sir. That was I was going for a young Rob Thomas, a mop top.
All right.
Shaggy mop top is what I was going for.
So you scanned in all the pictures you found,
and
digitally
videos.
and videos.
Yeah.
And then when you scan them in, do you have a hard time throwing away the actual original?
No, in fact, like I said, that's
burned
yours
them.
now. I'm done with it.
Okay.
Oh, so
That's
you're
it.
like a digital hoarder.
Oh,
You're like
yeah.
advanced.
Yeah.
You know, if
That's
you
all.
can-
Here's the deal, because I will tell you this: there is so much stuff that you forget about that just looking at it puts euphoria in you.
Yeah,
It's
yeah.
nostalgia. Now, I'm not big for living in the past, but if you can get that feeling from something, God, that was really fun. I forgot about that. I remember that person. They were one, that kind of, yeah.
But also,
You got me. Can I give you? I want to give you a compliment. When
Well-
you sent that to me, I was sitting here
Yeah.
at the studio, and you sent it to me, and the file it only would open with VLC. I had to do some conversion. to
Yeah,
get it
sure.
on there.
Yeah.
So because it's old media, right? Like
Yeah.
it's crazy, and that even made it cooler.
Oh, thank
The
you.
fact that it was old media and I had to do a little work
Oh,
to get
yeah,
it to work. And then
absolutely,
once I
yeah.
got it running, I sat here and you were on the camping trip and I was just sitting here watching it. It's when I came in on Saturday. I was sitting there watching and I got a big smile on my face. I remember Joe and I
Oh,
remember
yeah.
playing. And that was the first time I'd ever really gotten a compliment from somebody. Like
Oh,
Joe was like, Joe was like, oh, Dan's killing it. He's doing
No,
such a
he
great
said
job.
this is the star of the show,
Yeah,
and he was.
It was a very nice thing.
And
it
you
was,
had just started.
I had just started. It was one of the first times that somebody had ever been like, it was the first time that somebody actively said to a crowd of people, hey, this guy's doing a good job here. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And you
liked
got
it.
me. Like I sat here and I was just like, what you just
That
talked about,
feeling,
that
that
feeling.
feeling,
Yeah, I'm getting
yeah.
it right now.
It's
I
wonderful.
appreciate that.
Oh,
Thank
my
you.
pleasure.
I love you, man. I appreciate
love you
doing
too,
that.
man.
That's very cool.
God, it just.
Hey.
Had to be said. Had to be said.
Identification.
It was
Yeah.
your case. It was your case.
I forgot what I was going to say. Yeah.
Sorry. But so now, are you going through with it? Are you moving or?
Well, yeah, but it's going to
This
take
is
a
the
little
long
bit of time.
time.
Here's the plan now. And my plan is, it's kind of like the Constitution. It just kind of morphs with whichever way the country's going right now. So, but what I want to do is I want to get my.
What does that mean? Sorry.
What kind of American are you? Hold on a second. We need ice in here,
Popular.
Stan. We need ice in here, Stan. I don't know if you might be an immigrant.
Well, I voted one way, but now that Donald Trump is singing one of my favorite songs, I think I'm going to go the other way.
yeah.
The point is, and I wrote that down on the way here.
Sweet Caroline.
The point is that I want to start doing the live streams again because I'm having a lot of people going, "Hey, are you playing anywhere? I'd love to come see you." And so I think the timing's right to kind of hit that.
Oh my God, you're Jay Lenoing your song. You gave the show to
Yeah.
Conan.
Yeah.
But you want it back
I
now.
want it back now. Yeah.
I knew it.
Yeah,
We all saw it coming.
I do like it. Like America's going to hell. I'm moving to Arkansas.
Real America.
If you're gonna do it right.
Yeah.
If you're gonna do it, you gotta go to the belly of the beast, man.
Can't beat them, flog them.
Yeah. You gotta get in there, man. Start mixing it up.
So
I think that would be fun for you, man.
Yeah, I think so. So
That'd be good.
that's what I want to do right now because my house is geared for that. It's mostly living room. It's a vaulted ceiling. So it makes it good to set up a place to play there. So anyway, that's what I'm shooting for. So it's probably going to be about a year or year and a half before I do the Arkansas thing. So.
Maybe we buy Jeff Howell's house and we turn it into a Jeff Howell themed Airbnb.
Yes. Hold on a second. Red Dog Pub. The vacation stay.
Yes.
Hold on. The title's a little
Keep working
clunky.
it. Yeah,
Red Dog
yeah.
Pub and Inn.
Yeah. Okay, hold on. Pubbing in.
I
love
the
this.
only things on TV is old westerns.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Boxing.
Loud. Very loud.
Or as an ex-girlfriend called it, Essie Movie Theater.
Yeah, and we can have piles of things that you have to walk through.
Yeah.
Then you used to describe
Yeah,
that
Tom, I used to
I've
keep-
never been. Wait, I went to your house one time.
Yeah.
One time.
I
Only
lived
one.
in apartments all my life because, bum musician. It's just
Yeah,
easier. And but I never would take anything out of the boxes because I knew I was going to move within a year or two. So for him, for the first 4 or 5 years of his life, it was the labyrinth. He would watch TV and then he'd walk in between about 7 or 8 boxes to go to the bathroom.
I slept in the
And
box.
and then come back, pick a toy out, go sit on the couch, But I did that. Then I had to get a house. Yeah.
And so like how much other stuff do you have to clean out?
Ooh.
And then are you a throw it away guy? Are you a Facebook Marketplace? I'm
Oh,
sure you got a
I'm
lot
not
of-
good at that. I want to do that, but I'm terrible at it. But my sister, in her retirement years, she's become an estate planner, estate sale planner.
Yeah.
So that's what she does. So now that I'm done with the videotapes and thing, now I got to go through the house and find what might be worth something, what might take pictures of it, send it to her. She's going to organize an estate sale for me,
Okay.
which sounds like
we
I
do
died.
a communal bonfire. That's what I'm thinking. Yeah.
We have 2 Garfield plug-in phones here.
A Native American head. Yeah, wooden head.
Yeah, I love that.
Okay, so no, we have Casey here, and I made the joke for years that the funny thing about people that keep too much of their old stuff,
Yeah, I do
you
that.
just call hoarders.
I
or-
do it. I do it with gear. All the
Yeah.
boxes that are in there
Me
that's
too.
chunking up our studio are
Yeah.
just broken cables that
Yeah.
I feel the need to hold on to because I'm.
Is that they'll
Crazy.
they'll hold on to this stuff, which is it's a burden.
Yeah.
They'll hold like for
Yeah.
40 years of their entire life, right?
Yeah.
All for one day. It'll pass on to their
Can't take it
kids,
to Ireland.
and then their kids will just throw it all
Yeah.
away.
Yeah,
You
yeah,
know?
yeah.
So it's like you're holding it, and it's all this effort to hold
I
it.
did the worst. I
Just-
did like when my mom and dad died, and I can talk about it now. It's not like morbid, but like when I did it, I was kind of so like angry at the situation,
Right.
And we called in an estate person, like
Did
you're
you?
saying,
Yeah.
And I just go like, just sell it all. Like I was
Yeah,
like,
yeah,
I was
yeah.
just like, get rid of everything,
Yeah.
and they did.
Yeah.
And then there is a part of me that does wish I'd spent a little more time on
Yeah,
it.
digging
I
through.
kind of was a little reactive on
Sure,
it.
yeah.
But it was the better choice for me.
At that time.
Yeah, better choice for me.
But I've always been just hang on to it because of that little feeling of nostalgia. You might want it. Some reason you might want it. Like I was going through stuff in the closet, and there's this thing that my dad had in his office for years.
Yeah.
And it was a little statue, not a statue, but a little thing that 3D thing, and it was a cartoon guy sitting under a tree, and there's a bird up on the tree with a mean look on his face, and his ass feathers way up in the air, looking like he's getting ready to evacuate.
Art.
And the caption, and the caption
a
was,
Banksy?
and the caption, the guy was looking up, and the caption said, "Go ahead, everybody else does."
Old man joke art.
I do like that. I like that.
3D old man joke.
Yeah, I like that. The only thing of my father's
Yeah.
that I saved was a pair of holy jockey shorts that on the front
Yeah.
where his ding dang would have been, it says it's got 2 pigs pumping. It says
Yeah.
making bacon. Only thing he gave it to me in his deathbed. He tucked it in my hand. He's like, I like your dad.
I
Last
Wear
breath.
these every
and
day.
No, he took them. He slid them off his own. My dad slid. Last thing he did is he slid off his underwear as he was dying, and he tucked
What
it
a
in my
beautiful
Yeah,
gesture.
he tucked it into my mouth. Which is weird. I'm like,
Nice.
ew.
Now that I think about it,
For
I
you,
did
my son.
keep some of my Pop-Pop's old man joke art
Yeah.
that he had because that was the only thing.
Yeah.
Like all the nostalgic stuff, I was like, no, I'm going to keep this Hooters hat and give it to my business
And
partner.
I love it. I still have it. I have that Hooters hat. Like I didn't even keep stuff for my own dead parents, but I have that Hooters hat because it's the stuff that really matters. I have a framed photo that to go along with exactly what you're saying for my grandma's house. It's a little boy screaming at a little girl, and the little girl's like, and the little boy's screaming at the little girl. He's like, you can't touch mine. You already broke yours off.
Man.
That is some good Southern bathroom
That's
art,
awesome.
man.
Well, again, Casey Howell's going to be performing in celebration this Friday at the Wilson in Orlando.
Come see me.
Cherry Pocket, Steak and Seafood, and Lake Wales on Saturday.
Yes, sir.
And go see Casey Howell. And it's
Support the man. I was
You
gonna
know
say
it.
support
We'll
the
be
boy.
rocking out.
Looking at all these photos of you as a little kid that I remember
know,
in like a
man.
taekwondo gi.
Yeah.
Crazy.
But I do think it's cool to look at old memories because a lot of times they get lost in your brain. You'll never remember them unless something sparks your memory again. And like they are kept alive literally by the pictures.
Yeah.
Because you'd forget them, you know?
Some people have such a lonely experience that no one is ever a spark for them. And they just sit and die. Think about that.
Oh, I know.
But in the end, we're all it disappears
it
anyway.
doesn't matter.
With
Yeah,
all
it
these
doesn't matter.
memories just disappear.
It will all fade away eventually.
The wind blows. What's that? That's my dust.
That's our existential dread for the day.
All right.
Casey, Jeff,
Good
thanks so
ending.
much
Good
for coming by.
ending. Nice
Really
job,
appreciate
guys.
it.
All
Thank you,
right, we
guys.
will be right back with
Enjoyed
more
it.
corporate time.
Welcome to Corporate Time with Tom and Dan. I'm Tom.
I am Dan. We are live on Twitch and YouTube, and we have special guests, and we'd love it if you join us, like and subscribe. Who's on the couch, Tom?
Yeah. Well, to talk about the Florida Man games
Hey.
coming up March 1st. We haven't had this gentleman in studio for a while.
Florida
We're just
legend.
trying to figure out when the last time he was in
Florida's
studio.
living party legend.
Yeah, this is the legendary Mike Busey. How you doing, Mike?
Hey,
Oh, yeah.
he's here. He's here.
And also Miguel Cologne's on the couch. as
My
well.
heterosexual life partner who drove me here.
Yeah.
We're going on a date after this.
We go every time we leave the house. We go on like a full-on little date.
Yeah.
And I'm not
An
even.
Orlando jaunt.
Yeah,
A
I'm not
jaunt.
even lying. Like sometimes our staff is watching the snaps. And they're like, "Son of a bitch, they're at an antique shop," and I'm like,
Yeah,
"We
what'd you
needed
get?
stuff for the house."
What do you pick up? Well, any more themed rooms? Any expansions at the Sausage Castle?
Oh,
What's going
yeah.
on?
You know, well, I just
Did
broke
you-
this
Oh, you're
whole
fine.
thing.
Put it right
Right
back
up
in there.
there.
Put it right in the hole. You got it.
Hey,
There you go.
hey.
Perfect. You got it. You got it.
Yeah, a lot of people refer to me. They always say I must have been a gay interior designer in a previous life because I love to decorate some spaces.
Yeah, you do.
I mean, I don't have, normally I have notes, but I don't have many notes for your studio. It's so amazing. Looks so
obnoxious.
nice, so beautiful. So no notes.
Well, we like obnoxious, and we like our own name, and I know that you're a fan. And once you had your logo of Sausage Castle and Mike Busey, you're gonna put it everywhere.
Bro,
And we
I'm
kinda-
jealous. Every time I come here, I see the carpet. I'm like, Miguel,
Yeah.
we need their carpet guy.
We got him. It's
Where
in
is he?
Georgia. It's in right. It's right across the Florida-Georgia line. Seriously.
We're headed there after the show
It's
immediately.
a tiny factory. They'll do it. They do all the cruise ship carpeting.
So let's get it out of the way. Let's talk about the Florida Man games.
Plug the deal.
So first, this is the second annual Florida Man
Second
games.
annual Florida Man games. Yep.
And it's in St. Augustine, but what's the park in St. Augustine?
I gotta look it up. It's
The
just
St.
wrote it down.
John's Fairgrounds. I
St.
believe.
John's Fairgrounds. So
I am not familiar. I went to school at Flagler, lived in St. Augustine. I am not familiar with the St.
I
John's
played
Fair.
college basketball against Flagler.
You probably destroyed us. Like,
I did pretty good that
You're pretty
game.
good, yeah. You
But
were.
not so much right now.
You could bowl still.
I can still shoot, but because I'm just fat and not as mobile.
That's okay. That's all right.
I'm a really good shooter. I'm actually a better shooter now than I was in college.
I bet.
So, did you guys start the Florida Man games? Or are you guys hosting it?
So
Like, tell me
listen,
about it.
when we heard about this Florida Man games, we're like, Miguel, get the cease and desist ready because who the hell is infringing upon our likeliness? Because obviously,
Yeah.
I mean, there's a lot of people that come to mind when you think about the Florida
This
Man.
is you, man.
And listen, I'm not saying what rank I'm at, but I better be in the damn conversation. And me and Miguel Cologne Jr. will be live at thefloridamangames.com. Use the promo code Busey.
20% off your ticket.
March 1st, Saturday. It's like an all-day type of beer drinking, alcohol
It's
consuming.
like a Ratchet Olympics celebrate. All the games are based on headlines from Florida headlines that would start with Florida Man. Like Florida Man throws an alligator through a drive-through window.
saw that one.
That's one of the events.
Which I'm pretty curious how that's going to happen. But
Yeah, I hope it's a real live alligator.
I brought you an alligator head.
Yeah, I saw
Yeah,
that.
thank you for that.
I want to see
No.
who can spiral
No,
the best
thank you.
alligator.
Yeah, and
I love a good alligator head.
I guess
I like some alligator head.
Yay!
Alligator animal abuse doesn't really seem like
No.
abusive.
Doesn't bother me.
You can't abuse an apex predator. You can only survive it.
I'll tell you what not to do. Don't ever put your ball sack in an alligator's mouth. Not a good idea.
Have you done that?
Spring break 2005, it started tossing. They're like, oh, we got to get it again. It was like, all the jackass guys, and they're like, oh, we got to get it again. And then it started rolling on me. It was like a little 4-foot alligator. Put my ball sack in there. Not a good idea.
Well,
I went into the death roll.
So the baby alligator ball sack challenge.
Yeah.
Hi, I'm Dan Dennis. I'm looking at the camera. Hi, I'm Dan Dennis, and this is the baby alligator ball
It was
sack challenge.
consensual, in case you are wondering.
Sure, you gotta have consent.
Yeah.
speaking of the jackass guys, when was the last time you seen any of them? A lot of them, you know,
They've
Steve-O.
dispersed.
Steve-O was on our podcast, the Mike Busey Show.
I think I
streaming
saw that,
We're
yeah,
All
yeah.
Things.
We shot the intro to his special too that he filmed.
Oh,
we
really?
shot it at the Sausage
nice.
Castle. Yeah, we had a helicopter come in, pick him up, and then he hung from a ladder and sort of like swang through and knocked into all these things. And then we basically went into a wildlife preserve that we weren't supposed to go to, and we filmed the whole intro in there. And then later on, when wildlife called us up, we're like, "Hey, Mike, we saw some stuff on some game cameras." We're like, "What?" It's like Steve-O hanging from a ladder.
His
and a
tour
helicopter,
bus.
his tour
A
bus.
military helicopter.
Yeah, and we were like, we couldn't do that.
Hold on, you rented a military helicopter and you're
Yeah.
swinging Steve-O around?
Yeah. Well, I wouldn't say the word rented. It was more like we kind of borrowed and.
All right.
Shout out to my man Walter. He also has a contract with NASA and SpaceX. He secures the perimeter. We call it the box. No big deal.
We may go up with him from time to time. Be the reason that
Hey, I'm a part of a
SpaceX
flight
is screwed.
crew.
Yeah.
I got a flight suit and everything.
Yeah, we're 100% legit. Yeah,
I'm getting that Elon money, player. We
Yeah.
going up there. I'm telling crab fishermen, hey, get up out of here. We got a rocket. The Falcon 9's about to go up, player.
I'm like yelling at a door with a bunch of Haitians, like, "Hey, bo, ça passe, move, rocket."
I love that. We're doing it wrong, man.
Every time I
We
see
go home to our families. We could be doing this. We could be securing the box.
It's the coolest thing. Like when you hear on the comms, like mission control, and you tell them when to start the countdown for the Falcon 9 rocket. It's pretty wild.
And what's
Really?
really cool is
And you're
when
in a you're in a no-fly zone, no airspace, and we have the authority to remove anyone from the box, which is like a 16 square mile area. Where
and
the
what's
rocket
crazy
goes
is
off.
when the rocket goes off, the chopper's flying. It's the closest vehicle you're ever going to be in, and you feel everything. And what they
And
don't
Miguel and Mike Busey are in charge of this.
Oh yeah, no, I bring all my friends.
Oh no! He's brought Joey Fatone.
Yeah.
We brought
Joey Fatone!
Yeah, we bring all the homies. We're like, you want to go see a rocket? And here's the thing: they're like,
Hold on.
yes, they're like, this is a real legit. You need to have good clearance, all that.
Yeah.
And I'm sitting around with some girls like, oh, you like rockets? You want to go see a rocket?
Yeah, and then Walter just brings by, like, what are you guys in, a Black Hawk? What are you in?
No. It's
yeah. Go ahead.
it's a Coast Guard helicopter, like a Coast Guard size.
Yeah. Was he
I
just
forget-
landed at the Sausage Castle
Yeah.
at the helipad?
Yeah,
Well,
he
it has been over.
He took Steve-O to his show.
Because I know
from
you
there.
have a helipad there. I've
Yeah.
seen the maps. I go on the
Yeah.
site. I see what's going
Thank you,
on
brother.
there.
Thank
Yeah,
you.
man.
What's cool is too, man. Like
No doors, by the way, either.
no doors in the chopper.
That's a real deal.
Yeah, and also like we're
Last time we saw you, you were in a chopper. You were crapping on the Hollywood side.
that was a very small
that's the last
chopper.
time I've been to
That was the
California.
last time you were here. You brought the footage. You're like, guys, you gotta see this. This is me diarrheaing.
You know what? Hold on.
On the Hollywood side,
I
and
have
it
to
didn't get enough love. It didn't get enough love.
Thank you,
And
because-
I retweeted it. I want to be on the record
Thank
as
you.
retweeting you diarrheaing. Is that how you say it? You were diarrheaing on the Hollywood
I
side.
defecated on Hollywood.
Yeah.
And then I landed and then flew back to Florida. But
And then
so,
Walter picks him up and takes him to see the rocket.
And then
so
the
he can
helicopter,
finger girls.
the helicopter pilot from that was like, "Hey, Mike, I'm getting some calls from the FAA."
yeah, it was a very scary time.
Yeah.
But I'm glad you brought that up because another crazy random story.
Yeah, please.
Last Sunday, Billy Corgan of the Smashing Pumpkins was hanging out in my living room till like 6 in.
Bill Burr's brother?
Yes, Bill Burr's brother.
Yeah.
The legendary rock god Billy Corgan
Yeah.
from the Smashing Pumpkins sitting there. And in the Sausage Castle, there's like a loop of just like some of our best of, worst of videos. And he's like, oh, I'm disgusted by it. Yeah. I'm like, oh, you don't like me pooping on Hollywood? Yeah. I was like, that's where you're offended?
Where do you think he was?
You made Billy Corgan. He threw his scarf behind his head. He's
Yeah.
mad as hell.
He literally told our buddy Brian Idle, he's like, oh, I can't see this. I can't watch this again. And I was kind of
just
I'm
on
like,
loop.
I'm like, hey man, you know how many times I listened to Melancholy Infinite Sadness? I didn't go, oh, I can't hear this. I love your work, Billy.
Yeah. That is your some would say that is your Siamese dream.
Yeah.
That is your Siamese dream.
Yeah.
Well, did he know where he was?
Yeah, no, he's been over to the house a few
why
times.
the hell is he there? Yeah, I was gonna say.
We were like, I can't believe this.
That's exactly how.
Yeah,
like
he's like they're
sitting there.
still up to it. I thought things had changed last time I rolled through.
And I love that you say scarf because no lie, he had the scarf on
Yeah.
and his jacket hanging from his shoulders. And he's just like, I hate this video.
And meanwhile, it's like an hour of the
That's
most
low-key
ratchetest,
one of
wildest things, and that's what offended him.
That is low-key one of the funniest things I've ever heard.
I'm like-
Because I always think of him as being super pretentious, right?
Yeah.
But then I know he's a super heavy wrestling fan. So then I'm like, no, he's super cool. Like, and everybody that I've talked to is like, oh no, you got to meet him. He's super cool. But this brings it back to
That's the line. That's
Yeah.
the line.
I like he
told
brings
him
it
too.
back.
I'm like, Billy Joe from Green Day was cool with it. You know?
He's amazing, and
That's cool, man.
Yeah, I absolutely love him.
So you guys got to what other news celebrities have been any newer? Because I know you're going to get those guys because they already know of you. But are the kids? Are they younger? Are the Gen whatever we're at now? Are they latching on? To
a couple of them we tapped in with like some
The
like
Mexican
the Note
OT,
Boys.
man. That Mexican OT is basically our young little blood brother now, yo. He's such a good homie too.
Can you explain that style of whatever it is to Tom? Because I love it. In fact, I want the teeth.
Yeah.
And I'm growing my hair out, and I wear a cowboy hat. I can do this.
What's Mexican OT?
That I like. it.
What's
Say
a
what?
Mexican? Go ahead, Miguel. I'll let the ethnic guy take over from here.
What's a Mexican OT? That's gonna cost you $75 an hour, son. And if you wanted to be a lady, it's $100. That Mexican OT is a rapper out of Texas, man. That Mexican out of Texas, and he's blowing up. Amazing rapper. That style now is sort of it's Texas trap. So it's cowboy hats, it's big trucks, it's hunting, and it's gold grills and hip hop.
I love it.
And we met him, and we met him.
Beautiful soul.
Beautiful, so great kid. Young guy, was 24, something like that, 23? He's a young kid, man. We met him in Texas. We were at our buddy Co Wetzel's birthday party.
Oh, yeah, I know
and
who that is.
Yeah, and so Co had Paul Wall and that Mexican OT performing, and we had already met Paul Wall a couple
I told
years
you
back.
a little bit about this. Paul Wall went on it like the last couple months. He's been on a bit of a little surge.
Paul Wall's coming back, baby.
He is
Paul
coming
Wall's
back.
coming back.
Yeah,
Knock your teeth.
Paul Wall is coming
Knock
back.
your teeth, baby. Okay, man. Hey, listen, it's all coming back. It's secular.
I love.
you know?
I love that when I see somebody coming back through trends,
Me
and I'm like,
too.
I know who that is, and I'm like, yeah, Paul Wall.
Hold on, before we continue, what happened to Daddy Longneck? Because I haven't seen him in a
Oh,
while.
listen. And I don't want to step on anything, but if you only got one thing going, after a while, it don't go no more. You know, that's just how it is. You know?
come on.
Yeah, that's,
All neck, no brakes.
yeah.
He still has a long neck. Why is it as popular?
Every time he came over, he was like peeing in water bottles and then like not throwing them away.
And he talks all crazy, like, hey, man.
That'll change how people feel about you.
I'm gonna tell you this, though,
even if
guys.
you have the world's longest neck, if you just start peeing in bottles and leaving them in Mike Busey's guest bathroom.
No, not yet.
Will I poop on the Hollywood sign? Yes. But if you invite me to your home, I'm not gonna like leave my urine and bottles laying around
That's what he
bunk
was doing
beds.
on
Thank
bunk
you.
beds. And then
See, this guy knows.
Why is he doing that?
because he thought his legs were broken. He's like, I broke my legs. I was like, your legs aren't broken. He just like twisted his ankle. He's like, I broke my leg. And then here's the thing. I had all these like mixed
So a
emotions.
special needs neck man thought he broke his leg, so he's
I
just
call it
laying
the-
on the floor peeing in the
I
bottle.
call it like the sea urchin era of like Instagram.
Yeah,
there was
Miguel.
like a 3-year period where
Mike-
like if you had an abnormality, you were gonna be famous.
Mike McGow, can you just see my business partner? There's nothing that makes him happier than when people that are
It's all
like
insane.
weirdos
Yeah.
or like oddballs.
You want to talk about my new man crush?
Oh,
Lobster
God.
Boy, the
Lobster
real
Boy.
Lobster Boy. That's my dude.
Hold on, what's Lobster Boy?
I got him some. You know what I'm talking about?
Lobster boy. Yeah. He got,
don't know.
He's got the lobster hands and no feet, basically, that are all weird.
And he doesn't pee in bottles, which is a plus.
Yeah. His family.
No feet and lobster claws.
Lobster claws. And the young man's family story is crazy. His father was killed his like family and stuff.
Oh my God.
The American Horror Story lobster stories are all.
So wait,
based
the
on-
dad was like the dad
He's a
was
murderous
like,
lobster.
Like the dad.
And his dad was a lobster
The
too.
dad was a lobster.
Yeah, they're all crustaceans. And so
the dad went wild and killed everybody in the family
So-
except for the son that
All right,
looks like a lobster.
let me be responsible for once
Tell us.
in any type of live broadcast. We have a 24 year-round scare trail. Thanks to the
Tales of Terror
Tales
built
of
us
Terror
a scare
people.
trail.
Okay.
So,
Shout out
and
to Tales of Terror.
So we have like a
Go to
scare
Tales of Terror,
trail,
check 'em out.
Halloween, Christmas, all throughout the year we have different scare trails.
it's a
around the
big haunted
property.
house with the facade of a scary mansion. and you walk through. It's gorgeous.
So every now and then we meet an interesting person. And I met Lobster Boy during the Halloween month. We were running it basically every weekend. And I was
gonna kill my whole family. His hands are like the penguin from Batman Returns. Yeah.
Which is what we've been begging Miguel to dress up as Halloween for like years.
Dressed as the penguin from Batman.
I was like, I want to see you bite into a fish, Miguel.
So Mike fell in love with this Lobster Boy. He's trying to move him in and everything like that.
Like it's still probably gonna happen.
You put him in your menagerie.
Yeah.
Is he on social media as Lobster Boy?
Yeah, but he's not.
He needs some power behind him.
He's on there, but he's not.
He doesn't know how to weaponize it like you do.
We filmed a very lovely lady, Ray, who is doing well in the adult industry. Was living with us for a
Did
while.
Lobster Boy get some porno?
Lobster Boy got claws deep.
Oh
in it.
yeah.
Oh my God.
I'm actually trying to pull up the video.
Yeah, I'll watch that.
And she was so excited. Like when Mike pitched it to her, he was like, "Hey, beautiful young
All
black girl."
like Steven Spielberg.
I don't know if you can show this, but I'll just show it below the camera. That's the Lobster Boy.
Holy smokes!
Oh, you thought this was a game?
Yeah, you can't put that on camera.
Yeah.
That's a real guy.
Listen.
That is.
We can talk about celebrities all day, but let's talk.
That looks like the My Precious from.
Oh yeah,
Smeagol.
He looks like Smeagol.
He's the nicest dude.
He's the nicest
And-
lobster you're ever gonna meet.
Show him to Billy Corgan, quick.
Billy
Oh,
Corgan.
no, sometimes I gotta hoard my my oddities. I'm like,
Billy
all right, I
Corgan
steal them.
will be driving his 1920s jalopy with glasses on. That's so weird.
So Mike, when you and Miguel find a new discovery, a new guy. So you got Lobster Boy.
I mean,
now.
he's literally the most legit. I mean, his father was on the album cover of Silverchair.
It's Sebastian the Crab and then him. Those are the two biggest
so it is
crustaceans.
the
He's
real guy.
lineage of, because I thought like Lobster Boy was like just like
I thought it
a
was a type,
syndrome you
yeah.
got or something. You know?
No, it's yeah.
He's one of like
He's famous.
Yeah, he's the bloodline of the original OG Lobster Boy. Like, so this isn't like a half-ass
And nobody's
lobster.
breeding more.
Wow. Has anybody thought about maybe using his superior DNA to breed a group of lobster people that live at the Sausage Castle?
Listen,
It's not out.
we're
of
working on
question.
it, right? We're
Right?
working on it.
Do you remember the movie Logan?
Yeah.
Remember where the Hulks they were all incestuous? The Hulk.
Yeah, you're talking about old man Logan.
Yeah. Remember the
incestuous
Hulk
Hulks?
people, but they were all like incestuous
Yeah.
and lived in the caves or whatever. I think
you
that's
know,
right. Anyway,
lobster
sorry,
DNA,
you're just
no.
blowing my mind. That
We
you
just
guys...
don't know how they breed yet. We don't know.
So speaking of weird things,
Yeah, please continue.
you can go to thefloridamangames.com. You can sign up. You can get tickets.
Yeah.
And it's going to be fun. And so, I mean, if you've ever wanted to run away from the police, this is your chance. If you ever wanted to
And they're
steal
real
a
law
catalytic
enforcement
converter,
officers. Real law enforcement officers. So there's a challenge, like Mike said, where you steal a catalytic converter and you have to run from law enforcement. And they have real off-duty law enforcement officers there for you to test it out.
And the off-duty ones are mad because they can't get to their wives.
Oh, yeah.
Get them. Mad.
And so I looked at some of the teams that are competing in Florida Man Games. They're all represent a location in Florida. I noticed. Like we have the Ball Buster Gainesville team.
Okay.
The Holy something St. Augustine team. I can't read my own handwriting.
and I got kind of emotional feelings about some of this because, you know, I'm always like St. Augustine, like cool, Ponce de Leon, and you know whatever.
Yeah.
But that ain't Florida shit. We are there to make sure that the essence of Florida Man is protected and represented.
Yeah.
Okay, if you're not from Orlando, Tampa, South Florida,
Duval,
Daytona, like how Florida
you
are
like
you?
that new guy, right?
Deltona.
Yeah. If you're not an owner, you know.
Yeah.
I
DeLand's on there.
Now check this part out. That's really cool. The Orlando team is actually getting picked live from the audience, and Mike's doing the selection.
Oh, cool.
No, really?
So if you're coming to the Florida Man Games, you want to represent Orlando, you come while out. Me and Mike are going to be there.
So if
to
you're
pick you.
black, make sure you're at the front of the line because we're gonna need you on my team.
Okay.
I'm picking all the black guys first.
Yeah.
Yeah,
and then,
yeah.
then we'll go to
Stack
the
the
whites.
team.
I did notice from the website that it's
It's a white event.
Well, let me ask you this: what other
We
race?
can change that.
Yeah,
We're
what other
gonna change
race?
that.
what
I'd
o-
like to make it a little more lobstery.
Yeah,
A little more black.
There's no South Florida there.
No.
All these teams, like there needs to be a Cuban Pete Miami or
There's
something.
no other race but white people that want to spend their
Team
weekend.
Trick Daddy
Yeah.
from Dade County.
Spend their weekend pretending that they're running from the cops.
Most of the real Floridians that I've met are your friends, and they're Miami folks.
Yeah. I'm most mad at Team Pensacola because their name is Flawed Man Pensacola. They missed the vape Pensacola.
Yeah.
It's the easiest,
Yeah, way
best
better.
Florida man named team.
East
is
Alabama.
Vape Pensacola.
Yeah, I love it.
Anyway.
But our guy Pete, he's
Pete
the
Melfi
one,
shot out the one who created the Florida Man Games.
yeah, he's really I love his energy and what he's doing, and he's really like doing something fun. But he's also on that borderline of like, hey, it's gonna get crazy, and yeah, man, and we're just happy to be a part of it, and we would hope everyone can come out to it. It's gonna be fun.
And what's the promo code again? So the
It's
Busey.
Busey. Go to thefloridamangames.com. It's something that your wife will let you go do, boys. Okay, all right. Listen, this is like golf on Saturday with the boys.
Yeah.
You can just come out with the boys.
Can I bring my sons?
Yeah,
Because
yeah, you
I
can
have,
actually-
I have a 9 and 10-year-old now, and I feel like my dad brought me to a lot of inappropriate events. when
Oh
he
yeah,
was younger.
we're commentating. It's gonna be
Yeah.
slightly inappropriate.
I watched
But he-
Platoon with my dad when I was 8, and I was like, "What's going on here?" He's like, "Freedom, boy."
This will give them some grit. They get to
It's just rite of passage.
Yeah.
experience.
I'm gonna take you to see Mike Busey and Miguel.
Yeah,
How many people were there last year?
6,000 people.
Oh, yeah,
This
they were
year.
packed.
Yeah, this ain't no rinky-dink field day,
Yeah.
boys. This is pretty legit. I mean, it's wild.
So okay, back to like
Lobster Boy.
the Sausage Castle. Okay, so
Oh, that place.
Yeah.
well, you mentioned like every time we leave the compound, we
Yeah.
go out and explore. How much?
I left my house, my driveway, 12 times in 2024.
Really?
Yes, sir.
I think though you're not counting trips. You're counting driving adventures because we went on a couple more trips than that out of state.
All right, 16-ish.
Yeah, but that's it.
That's
yeah.
still not a lot.
That's
Like
not a
once
lot.
a
No.
month.
Literally nothing.
Yeah.
I'd bring him information from the outside world. I'd come to him. I'm like, my liege, you must know eggs are expensive now.
Excuse me, Mike.
On the way here, I'm like,
Lobster Boy sent a rave.
Yeah.
So this is what I'm curious about because at this point in time, I mean, this is the 8th incarnation of Sausage Castle. You are a legend, Busey.
Thank you.
And
I don't think you're comfortable enough to just use his last name.
No. I mean, that's what you
no,
do with legends.
hey, I'll show you. I'll show you my dick right now. Have y'all seen my dick? You want to see it?
I noticed. Yeah, that's how
I've actually people have sent me videos of it, and I like that
Yeah.
you made other people show their dicks to you.
So people are showing my dicks to
Yeah,
you. That's
yeah,
great.
yeah,
I mean,
people
the
send it to
frame.
us.
I could technically just have my balls out the whole time during the show. You wouldn't know.
We had that one time.
So
And we had to delete the video. Remember that?
Yes.
It was from
yeah,
me.
it was you. Which is
Yeah,
that's
yeah.
right. Why do you think I was?
Interesting.
Hey, I was cautiously trying to tell him because I didn't want to mess his vibe up, but I was like, hey, maybe you want to wear pants today. Remember, I kept bringing that
It's
up.
fine. It's fine. He's family.
So I'm curious because with the internet and social media, you guys are global, and you guys have been global for a while. And
Longer than most, I would say.
25 years and counting, but hey, who's counting?
With that much exposure, do you have people just like coming from all parts of the world and just finding you guys because they're looking for
Oh, you
like
mean,
whatever
like-
you
Yeah,
offer?
so
Like
we-
just wander into the like, hey, I'm here. I came from Australia.
All
So, you know.
the time.
Okay, yeah.
So
yeah.
we've done. I think I can recite this properly. 2 French shows. They were like on some super big like it was called Canal Plus or something like HBO over there. 2 shows in Ireland, the Netherlands. Like one of our biggest shows that we were a part of was this show. I think it's called like Shut Up and Swallow. Like,
Spit and swallow.
but it's something in
Dutch.
or something, and it was on right before American Idol's like season finale. They're showing us on primetime television in the Netherlands. So I have like a lot of followers like globally, and same thing with Miguel. Like he's been doing comedy all over Europe, and he travels. He leaves the house a little more than I do.
I come back and tell them stories. I'm like, Michael, gather around.
But you've always been this beacon for the people that have no place to go and that are like considered outcasts of society. So I imagine that it's almost like a religion where people I must like migrate almost to the Sausage Castle, where to the point where it probably becomes a problem after
What
a while.
happens is people think that there's a party every day.
Yeah,
and they could just show show. And sometimes because we have
Like yesterday, some guy's like, "Yo, I'm here to party," and he's at the gate, and I'm like,
it's Tuesday.
like, what?
Yeah.
Sometimes like
You
even
take him to Marcus Jordan's house on a Monday. Right? Like, that guy's cocaine red
Hey,
pills crazy.
Marcus, that's my dude.
I knew you hung out. I was
Hey,
gonna ask you that
see,
next.
he
when he first came to UCF, me and him were like, I was like showing him the ropes and everything, and then like within like a week, every dude was just like, "Here, Marcus, you want this? I'll give you everything."
tell them the letter you got.
Oh, I got a cease and desist from UCF and the NCAA because, you know, back when this thing was called, before it was called podcast, and we called internet radios. And Marcus was getting tattooed over at the Sausage Castle. I mean, I guess I could talk about this now. We just talked the other day, so
The NCAA was
considering
like,
his last series of events, I'm actually the good influence
Oh,
now.
my God.
I'm like, Marcus, what have you
That's
done?
what I mean, like, you gotta talk some sense into him.
Yeah.
The NCAA sent Mike a cease and desist letter like, hey, you can't be posting our athlete hanging out at your house, getting tattoos and shooting machine guns because Marcus was shooting machine
He
guns.
shot his first gun at my house.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh man.
Yeah.
So you're like a father figure to him. in a
Yeah,
lot of
I tried to steer him clear and try to keep him in the ways of the Lord,
Yeah.
but you know,
Trying
you know
to
those
keep his
boys they
Lamborghini
be
on the right track.
yeah, he'd be getting wild.
Oh, you're a father figure to Michael Jordan's
I
son.
can be
Well, let
your
me ask
father.
a question. Raise your hand in here if you've ever been drunk and turned allegedly.
No, I've actually never ever
He's never
drunk
drunk
and drive.
Yeah.
Yeah.
One time I went to a party and I took like a shot of Jaeger. This is like 2001, and I had my motorcycle and I literally just pushed it like miles because I'm not that I can't drink and drive. I could do anything.
Well,
drunk.
you think you do because you're talking.
But
in
I'm just
theory.
scared of the police. I ain't trying to
You're
get
talking
arrested.
in theory. Let me and Dan handle this as experts. I've been like, man, you did great driving, and they're like, you drove us. I'm like, oh Jesus.
So, okay, back to because I want to.
Yes, they come from all around the world, bro. And when we have our events, like March 14th, 15th, and 16th is our first members weekend. Go to MikeBusey.com.
Okay.
You can sign up and come to our members weekend. It's a 3-day party. Everything's included. They have food trucks out there and stuff. But at those events, we have members that they plan this all year long. They come from around the world. They come to see each other. There's groups of camps that get together. But that's when we want you to come, guys. We want you to come when we advertise something. But yeah, Tom, to let you know, like, there'll be somebody at our driveway with all their bags and like, guys, I'm here to live. And we're like, get the hell away from our property.
That's like one of the most popular questions we get asked. Like, hey, how do I get to come and party with you and hang out? And when I say party, that doesn't mean like drugs, because for those who don't know, I've never even smoked weed. I've never done coke, no pills. I'm drug free. I drink liquor when the
You hear that,
sun's down.
NCAA?
Yeah,
you hear that?
Hey, you hear that? I'm the good influence. But yeah, it's really simple. I mean, if you got a working credit card and you're over 18, you can go to MikeBusey.com, sign up, become a member, see all of our crazy, uncensored, wild content for the last 25 years, and that's how you get invited to our monthly events.
Mm-hmm.
It's you know,
They've been through an entire cycle of pubic hair.
Yeah.
That's how long you've been doing
I'm like a
it.
25-year freshman at UCF.
I know. Yeah, in the like, when was the original Sausage Castle?
I couldn't even tell you.
Because
2001.
2001 is when it started.
Yes, sir.
Okay, because
So about the time of the video you were watching of me at the House of Blues.
yeah,
24 years ago. Like we were all making fun of. Like, I had like Zeke Cavaricci's on.
Oh,
I've
you
got a tiny
swimming in puss.
Yeah, 1,000 belt loops. 1,000 belt loops.
What did that trucker hat you were wearing say?
Yeah, I no trucker hat. I had the Rob Thomas haircut.
Oh.
And I know we talked about it, but it's like your life is perfectly suited for social media, and you started this before social media. You know? So it was like
back in the day, the only thing there was like to kind of compare. They didn't like call it like content or a YouTuber, because I remember being like one of the first 100,000 people. I'm for sure on YouTube. I would be like, "Yo, man, there's this thing called YouTube," and they're like, "What? Like internet television?" Yeah, that's a great way to explain it. But the real world on MTV was like the only thing that was like comparable. It was like people all living in a house together, and then the name is horrible. The Sausage Castle, it's like the most worst name ever, but it was just 7 dudes living in a house, and all the chicks would come over like, "Oh, it's like a house of sausages," and we're like, "Oh, hey, chill out," and then they just called it Sausage Castle, put on a flyer, and then that was the history.
Probably didn't give a lot of thought to it, and it built itself, right?
I mean, you put it on I was making flyers with Microsoft Paint and like using it like printer paper and the whole like the most horrible artwork, and like, "Yo, we're having a party," and then you have thousands of people show up and it becomes legendary. This before social media.
Is it hard to compete now though when everybody's trying to do it? You feel like? Because I know
it's
ours
oversaturated. It's
yeah.
oversaturated, and then there's a lot of like other aspects that come into play. That's psychological, the attention spans of the world, and the access, and then it's definitely oversaturated. So everyone's trying to. Kids don't want to become doctors or lawyers anymore. They're like, I'm going to be a TikToker and all these things. So everyone's in this space. Many of them are very amazing, like Mr. Beast and all these people that do it such at a high level. And then you got like people that, you don't want to crush their dreams, but you're like, oh man, you should probably take up some plumbing or
like a skill, like a trade.
Yeah.
And a lot of them, they get married, they give up on life, they have kids, they do like big boy jobs and stuff. But yeah, we've been, we've just been keep going. We won't stop until I'm dead in the ground.
Well, that's the commitment that other people, because I was about to ask if there's copycats out there that try to start another party house. Potty or party.
It's because they don't have the passion.
Write that potty house.
Well, the commitment to keep it going and nonstop, because this is a lifestyle for you.
There's plenty of times I want to blow my brains out. I'm just like, I'm gonna do live suicide, but I'm like, oh man, I'm shadow banned. I don't know if enough people will watch it. I guess I'll kill myself next week, folks. I gotta somebody start sharing it and liking this, because we don't got enough viewers right now for this live suicide.
I'm gonna do it.
But it's because like you're doing something you truly love and you're passionate about it. Like I was doing this before I was making any money.
Yeah.
I was living in a walk-in closet 8 years ago.
That's the thing we tell people too, because people will ask. They're like, "What's he like?" And I'm like, "Well, since the time we've met him until like the time we're meeting you again today, exactly.
It's
the
not
same.
an act.
It's not an act.
Yeah, no, it's just genuine, real stuff that I'm no better than anyone else. I've just like cared more and was passionate in my work ethic. I only sleep 4 hours a day. So. I'm really about this. I don't care if people are watching or not. I share my intimate moments of my life with the world in hopes that it gives people an escape from the harsh realities of life. There's some guy who's watching y'all's show right now that his girl has not given him any mouth hugs in a while, and he's very depressed and upset and frustrated. And he probably
that's me, Mike.
Well, boys, me and Miguel came here to have an intervention.
Yeah.
I'm joking.
Tom's have a seat right there.
There's a guy who's working right now listening to this, and he hates his boss. His job's a dead-end situation. So to me, not to get all like, fuzzy and sunflowers and butterflies, but I feel that like my only true gift to the world is to like share my life and invite, because my whole life's a party and everyone's invited. Like you literally could just go to MikeBusey.com, become a member, and be in my living room within like a couple days of an event.
I've been making this joke for a while recently about just becoming a legend, and it's hard to do, and most people just end up becoming,
you conform to
society.
Yeah.
You got the wife and kids, and you do that, you die. And then it's like you never, and then I'm like, man, like having the commitment to truly become a legend.
Well, you mean like truly doing what you want.
Well, especially in these times, because like people eventually,
and not stopping.
Time exposes, like, if you're not doing improper things, or if you're not being like you're some creep piece of shit pedo or rapist, or if you're not some drug addict or you're a racist piece of shit, eventually that comes to light, And if you got a good heart and you're doing it for the right reasons, because like me and Miguel would be doing this if no one was here, or if there was no money or all the money. Like we're passionate about entertaining people. We're the typical fat kid, we're the class clown that never grew up and we had to turn into a business. And we were lucky to be ahead of the curve before social media and monetization and all this other stuff. So we're kind of like some dinosaurs in this business.
And you're right about if you were a bad person or did bad things, you would be exposed a long time. It would never keep going. You know what I'm saying? And that's the thing people can't understand. They're like, how does it keep going?
He says that, and I'm like,
well, that put our whole life out there. Like
you're supposed to nervously look around during that part.
I mean, we have the internet now. People find stuff.
People
there's no hiding anything.
Like that. Have you made any enemies?
Not really, honestly.
Doesn't
because
seem like you have many.
Like I'll have someone like talk
silly
shit.
ones like the county. I don't count that.
Yeah. Well,
like,
that was kind of a big deal, but that was like a 10-year battle. They burnt my house down. No big deal.
We may have offended Billy Corgan, but other than that,
yeah. Like luckily, I always tell people, as long as you're not raping women or fucking kids or not a racist piece of shit, you got some longevity to you, kid.
Yeah.
You just gotta stay in the
You'll be able to
game.
do some
now
stuff.
you notice every time you curse, he's got to mark the time down.
That's all right. It's fine. It's fine.
Well, what I'm saying, I'm just being real. Like if you're a good dude or a woman or whatever you identify as, if you're just rocking and rolling and you stay focused and you just keep going, and if you, I know it sounds so cliche to say, and I hate to say it, but if you love what you're doing, y'all aren't doing this because you got fancy custom carpet. Y'all love doing this, and it's what you get. It's your drug. Like I don't do drugs, and I'm sure I don't think y'all do drugs, but.
I smoke so much marijuana.
Well, that's medicine now.
Is that a drug? Yeah, I don't really consider that a drug. Even though I've never smoked that. So
that's on the corner store.
You get ketamine in a bodega now, boys.
That really isn't like that's funny because I think we can identify with you a lot because we always make fun of ourselves because we're not we didn't no cocaine, no crazy. We're not even mushroom guys, and that's in right now.
Kind of boring.
That's another thing too. When I say hey, come party with us, party. I kind of want to. I've been recently saying just come celebrate life because you don't have to be drunk or you don't have to be intoxicated. You don't got to be shoving drugs up your anus or you don't got to party. Like I feel like that term has been tainted. It's been jaded. It's been demonized. Like party. No. You ever gone out and had fun and laughed and had some fun? That's partying. That's celebrating life. You don't have to be drunk or, it's obviously a lot more fun.
Like
if
Lobster
you've had a few
Boy.
drinks,
I bet you he's high on life.
So how many people does it take to maintain the compound? Because I know we talked to you about this, but you have so many. I mean, there's
we're not able to keep any of our employees.
You have
Are you going to ask him how to keep employees?
Just mowing the lawn, if in that much.
Shout out to Rowdy Rob. He was leap low in the driveway as we left.
To let you know, we only have 3 employees.
Okay.
And then everyone's just doing everything. Now, Rowdy Rob runs the entire compound. Everything from fixing a vehicle, trimming trees, cutting the grass. It's one guy who's generally doing all that. Chris does all our editing, all our video work. He also fixes everything. He was a helicopter mechanic in the Army in 160th SOAR.
But Rowdy Rob's a veteran too, so everyone's these are guys that have been me and Miguel go back 15 plus years.
Veterans. We're gonna get an army of veterans.
Yes. We all have to do everything together, and there's because the thing is we've brought help in, but if they're not dedicated to what's happening here, it's hard. Some people just want to party. Some people also some people are great people, but they can't understand the work. Like we could be turning around, getting ready to go home, and all of a sudden Mike's like, "Hey, Billy Corgan wants to stop by. He wants to shoot a video. Let's all do." And then it's like, all right, we're doing this. You know?
So there isn't. We don't live in a corporate situation. We don't have an HR.
I'm the head of HR, and how it works. How it works is this: you raise your hand.
The head of HR is crab deep.
Yeah, you raise your hand and say HR, and then you can say whatever you want. You could be like, HR, you're a goddamn liar.
All right. Yeah.
We just have this pirate ship kind of mentality. There's a captain, and then there's a hierarchy, and everyone has a job on the ship, and then you got to do it. And if you don't do it, you're gone. And the people I have with me, I'm so blessed to have. They're not employees. These are my friends, which is obviously a problem too, because the lines are blurred.
Sure.
That's rough.
That was my next question. Yeah. How do you manage that?
Me and Miguel, we get in arguments about the craziest things all the time, but we love each other, and we're always going to be honest with each other. And we're always I want to see him succeed. He wants to see me and the business succeed. And it's really there's no magic sauce to it. It's just we're just trying to figure it out just like everyone else is, but we're just a little more determined and passionate about what we're doing.
So with we're running out of time because there's so much stuff.
No, it's okay. I just gave y'all an extra hour. We're good.
I love it.
The new school social media influencers, because I know you've always.
They all had to come in and check in. If you come to Florida, you come and check in with Mike Busey and Miguel Colon Jr. at the Sausage Castle, and you name it. I'm talking I feel like a douchebag when I drop names all the time, but. Yeah, they all had to check in. They all gotta be hey, they gotta come in and kiss the ring, and they bring us gifts and stuff. And we have a group called NFT.
These guys are great, man.
From UCF, and we're I feel like Rodney Dangerfield sometimes. We're having a whole house full of college freshmen partying, blacking out, dying. We got things with Disney World. They bring their Disney college program students over. And no one speaks English in the kitchen. Yeah. They're like, bonjour, je m'appelle. And I'm just like, what?
It's like being at the Germany Pavilion.
I'll tell you to say something about it, Tom. What we make sure we do is we know we're the old guys. We know some of these new guys know things we don't know and know it. We just make ourselves relevant by not being these old asses that are like, in our day, we're like, you want to come live stream from the castle? And they're like, can we? And then we meet them, we get down, and we just unk them. We become unks because we know our place. We are not the young, cool kids anymore, but we're the cool uncles.
Yeah.
You know, and that gives us a way to work with them. We can tap into their audiences tap into us. We can share information and learn some new things from them as well.
There was definitely a learning curve because, I mean, we had to – I'm not speaking on behalf of Miguel, but I had to humble myself a few times. I'm like, all right, bring him over here. I don't know what is his name? He's got how many followers? Oh my God! All right, whatever.
It's just crazy.
Oh, he's streaming live right now. There's 150,000 people watching him live right now.
Yeah.
All right, well, who's this dude? What's his name? Neon. All right, bring him in. Well, I don't know who he is. Bring him in.
Yeah. It's crazy.
We get set up on these mandates. They just show up, and then we're just like, hey, what's up? We had to like. Because we don't really care if you're like super famous in your world, but like how are you as a person?
Right.
Are you an asshole? Are you self-entitled?
Do you fit in around here?
Yeah. So it's like, bro, you've been doing this for a year. We've been doing this for 25 years.
I know.
Bro.
Yeah.
Like we're cockroaches in the game.
Do you still do the stage show?
Yeah, we still be doing the stage show, the live broadcast, directing music videos, TV shows, movies. Like we got our hands in every aspect of entertainment.
Podcasting.
If you're into podcasting, you can check out the Mike Busey Show and Miguel on Real Laughs.
And then we also do live events still. Like I said, we're hosting the Florida Man games where we just know this. We've seen everybody choose one path and then not make it when that path narrows. And we know that if we have our hands in everything and we're doing everything well and we're exercising well and we're taking care of everything, we can be successful forever.
Yeah, there's a lot of things we've also had to like I said, humble ourselves and learn because we're like, hold on, to do what now? What's this thing called? What? It's called a what? Hold on, download this. Like, all right, I got to make a profile. All right, another social media to like, it's the way things set up now because I'm a little bit of a scientific analyzer of like the social media aspects of how things go and reach, and so there is some science to it. There is some things you got to like really get in, and like I said, with the market so saturated, you're competing for people's attention and you only have it for a second. So if you're lucky enough to keep your audience engaged, you got to really like keep them dialed in because you know they're gonna scroll up like it's like, remember back in the day when like rotten.com was around?
Yeah.
And you you'd watch the same video. I was watching Cake Farts for years. I'm turning people on still to cakefarts.com. I don't know if that's the URL anymore.
No,
but
I still put it on my wife's laptop every time I walk past it.
It's magical, but back in those days, you would watch that for months, if not years. You'd be like, your friends would come over like, yo, bro, you got to see this chick farting on cakes, man. It's crazy. Now, that's in a feed. We're just like dialed in, and you'll scroll right. You could watch the most beautiful video in the world. Like back in the day, you go to the movies, and you watch E.T. Bro, that movie was good for 6 months to a year, if not longer. You're like, yo, that's it. Now you're just like, all right, next. Someone could watch all the Lord of the Rings and Harry Potter and sit on the couch, and that's it.
And
if somebody could get E.T. farting on a cake,
there's an E.T. porn. I sent it to Mike.
It's still in my search history.
Don't watch it.
But
I think I might want to watch that.
But
I love goofy porn.
You guys have also seen the value of a following is a spectrum as well, because there are some let's say bikini model influencers that have like 200,000 followers on Instagram or something, but they couldn't get 5 people out to
100%.
anywhere or sell 10 T-shirts or whatever.
Because here's the thing, people are stupid.
Yes.
In these days, but a lot of people are just not stupid. They consume the content and eventually they kind of have like this inner monologue with themselves, like, all right, is this person genuine or is this like something of value? You know, if me and I'm sure there's a website somewhere in the dark web, me and Miguel could be farting on cakes, but eventually they're not going to be dialed in as much we're not only showing people content, but we're inviting them to be a part of it, to experience it in real life. Like Jake Paul is not saying go to jakepaul.com, become a member, and I'm gonna let you hang out and camp on my campgrounds for 3 days and get drunk and hang out with, Lobster Boy and all these weird, cool, sexy people and fun and interesting. I mean, it's every walk of life. I mean, a lot of people now, they all got anxiety or they got social, malfunctions. But dude, you could come over to my house and literally be the most introverted person and just link up with somebody, and all of a sudden, and it's magical. It does not happen out in the real life. You won't see like a gangster dreadlock dude with gold teeth and a Trump supporter, and some 18-year-old sorority girl, Lobster Boy, and some guy who's well obese, all hanging out and vibing.
Morbidly obese. I like that. I like that, and I dream of that sometimes. A place where the morbidly obese, the Trump supporter, the gold tooth, dreadlock thugster, and a sorority girl can all come together.
Yeah, and I'm talking about
the world needs now.
Yeah, I do that. Like that is what I like.
You're flying in a helicopter watching a show.
Yeah.
Hey guys, we gotta go. There's a SpaceX rocket launching.
Yeah.
All the crazy things that we've done. It's like, dude, everyone, I'm obsessed with my own legacy. I want to leave behind something that will outlive me. And of all the stupid, crazy things we do, that's to like draw you in. It's like we're like the preacher that serves beer at church. We oh, hey, you want some beer? You like strippers and midgets? Come over here, kid.
Yeah.
And the next thing you know, it's like, oh shit, there's like more heart behind it, and you got to dig a little, because no one wants to hear me give a TED talk like Gary Vee on my social media. That they want to see the fun, exciting stuff. So I do the little dance for them.
Yeah.
I put the clown paint on, and then it's me. It's who I am. I love that stuff. I'm never gonna grow up all the way.
You come for the lobster claws,
but then you fall in love with the cheddar biscuits.
Yeah, exactly. That's That's well said.
But your legacy will last. And then, have you thought about this? Is there any passing it down to someone?
Hey, listen. Hey, I'm glad we were talking about it on the way here. I've been trying to get anybody pregnant. If you got an iPhone, a job, and you don't
wait a minute,
do
your
drugs,
wife said she'd be a surrogate.
Hey, listen.
Your wife was the surrogate.
I won't say no names, but I had a couple.
You're sitting on her face right there. That's Tom's wife.
This is your wife?
That's Tom's wife.
No, I got Tom's.
Who's this guy?
That is Bart Merrick.
They're
business partners.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
That's his wife for sure, and she will be a surrogate for my. I set this up. I will set this up.
No, seriously.
I've been in the lobby. Moe Dewitt. Draw up the paperwork.
2025.
Crystal Van surrogate for Mike Busey.
I'm
Lobster Boy officiating.
What are the rules? He's like busting a jar and hands it over, or
Hey,
we do it like the old
I
school.
think we go original roll it in flour
Old
style.
school, bro.
Yeah, there we go.
I think it's gonna be Handmaid's Tale holding the arms.
Yeah.
Old Dutch rudders.
Hey, my penis is so small, I don't know if it'll even count if I penetrate, so he's good.
All right.
It's a reconnaissance mission.
She'll love this.
2025, I'm dumping into everybody. I already got a girl pregnant. I've never talked about this publicly. Like I'm not gonna say her name, but very, very attractive blonde lady. Super sexy, and I got.
Hey, it's okay. It's not your fault. Hold your hand to this. Hold your hand to this.
No, this is real. I got the sonogram in my closet. I got a girl pregnant, which I was trying, and then this bitch killed my baby. She took the pill. She took the pill.
The morning after pill.
The pill to the
I'm in. Hey, bro, I'm in mourning, bro.
Yeah,
I'm in mourning.
Yeah, it does if the baby takes the pill.
That's not how the morning after pill works.
Yeah.
A lot of
Hey,
misinformation.
listen. I'm
Tons of misinformation.
Hey, listen. I support women's rights to do whatever they want with their uteruses and stuff. But it doesn't mean
She put
I
a
can't
hit
cry.
on my baby.
Yeah. She tried to that head, that big old head and the big teeth and that little dick. That baby was gonna be somebody. She ruined my dream. My whole nightmare was like, my biggest fear growing up was to get someone pregnant, and now I'm like, yo, I'm 44 years old. If anyone wants to come get these kids, I got this non-vaccinated jizz. I'm ready to give it to you,
All right,
baby.
that's worth something.
You got the Patriot squirt.
Yeah, I'm ready, baby.
I'll tell my wife that during the business deal.
She'll like it. That'll seal the deal.
He's got
Listen,
the
I'll
non-
She'll look at it. She'll be like, hold on a second. He's a good American.
Yeah.
She's in.
I got good credit. I got diaper money. What's up, baby? You trying to get pregnant?
Because the last
I'm
thing
being
you
dead ass
want-
serious. I literally got a sonogram like a month ago, and she
It was like a terrorist threat.
and there was like a countdown. Miguel's like, how much time do we have? And we were having meetings
Miguel was
about
scared
it.
for his own life.
I'm in the situation room like, Mr. Busey, We have to act now.
Yeah, now, from what I know...
We gotta get out of here, I'm sorry.
Yeah, well,
I'm trying to talk about my dead baby. Y'all gonna cut me off?
There's no way we could air this on ACT.
I mean, if I cut it, I got it all written down.
We'll do it live.
Yeah. We're just gonna release this as a uncensored podcast at this point.
Whatever you want to
do. Because it's impossible to.
I love you, Cadillac. I wanted you to live, baby.
I like the challenge, but it's up to you, man. I like the challenge.
Mike Busey, Miguel, thank you so much.
Guys.
Oh, where y'all going? Y'all got things to do.
We have to talk to our attorney.
Hey, our biggest sponsor, our lawyers here.
Hey, before we leave, then just go to MikeBusey.com. You can come to all the events. Come check everything out.
Yeah.
We've got our members weekend coming up the 14th, 15th, and 16th of March. We'll be at the Florida Games March 1st, hosting and selecting the Orlando team. If you sign up at MikeBusey.com, become a member. You can watch all of our old content. You can come to all of our events. There's no charges or anything like that, and we have events scheduled for the rest of the year.
There you go.
Before you guys do your member event, you guys should come back in because there's a million things.
100%.
I do want to say this. There's been several times that I've met some fellow BDMers.
Yeah.
And, dude, they're always so cool and so nice and so supportive. Awesome. And a lot of people are like, hey, man, I thought you were a real douchebag until I heard you on Tom and Dan. And
I killed a baby, too.
There are a lot of them out there, man.
Yeah, so all of your listeners, man, they're really awesome.
We'd love to come back. It's a couple weeks from now. Would you mind?
Yeah,
come back?
100%.
Yeah, let's do it.
Oh, we'd love to.
And then that way we won't even put any limitations on it. We'll just roll it.
Yeah. Because there's some. There has to be celebrities that came up to your house and then told you like, hey, can you delete all footage?
You'd be shocked as many as people don't, and we'd tell you all about that.
Oh,
yeah.
we had someone that I'm not gonna say his name that was there on Halloween. I was like, hey, are you sure the cameras? And he's like, yeah, fuck it. I'm like, oh,
Yeah.
all right. But we're always good at, if someone, as long as they're not doing anything crazy.
The odd part is there's always somebody you've never heard of that's not big, that's nobody, that's like, hey, man, if I come over, is it cool if I'm not on camera? I'm like, you're a
I know exactly what you're talking about.
Verizon guy. Like,
yeah, no one will care.
Yeah.
We're like, bro, it's good. You're going to be all right, bro. You're going to be all right, all right?
Yeah, there is no career to ruin.
Verizon guy. He's like, when I switched to Sprint.
Thank you so much for having us on.
We love having you guys,
Thank you.
man. It's always fun to have you guys stop by.
Yeah, Florida Man Games March 1st. Use promo code Busey,
Yep.
and
Save some money.
We'll talk to you guys again.
All right.
We'll see you again.
Thanks, guys.
thanks, guys.
Welcome back to.
Hey.
Sorry.
He had a little problem there.
Moe Dewitt's here. How you doing, Mo?
Hey, guys.
JustCallMo.com.
Yes.
We're making connections here at TND Media,
Well,
putting big hitters together.
Moe Dewitt and
Great
John,
networking event.
Yeah, Moses DeWitt, John Bustecker got to meet in our lobby just when ships were passing in the night. We had Miguel Colon Jr., nationally touring comedian, and international superstar partier Mike Busey, the changing of the guard, and you guys were able to, interchange information in the lobby. How did it feel meeting Florida?
It's just like when I'm at a nice little networking event down at the Citrus Club. Same thing, just in the lobby
Same
here.
thing.
Yeah.
The only difference, you meet the same heavy hitters here. The only difference is there's no mayor. There's no Linda Bird here, but same sort of vibe around our offices.
Same
right?
heavy hitters, less shirts.
Yeah. Now that I think about it, Mo, you have a wide spectrum of life experience in the day to day.
You are Orlando's everyman. Like you can kind of go between all worlds, I feel like.
I mean, I actually, this morning, I was looking at my cell phone. I was looking for somebody's number. I was like, I have an interesting array of people in here.
You do. Yeah, with there's politicians and local leaders and
luminaries. Like you have different authors.
Yeah.
And then you have a man that rented a helicopter and diarrheaed on the Hollywood sign because he was sick of Hollywood.
He's an aviation enthusiast.
He is. Well, you are too.
Exactly.
So,
we have that in common.
A lot of that in common.
So, Mo, let's get down to business right off the bat. So every once in a while, I'll make proclamations about how something will never happen, and then it happens.
You do it a lot. You do it a lot. You speak in absolute.
I think
and if
90% of the time I'm right.
And if you think it, you declare it, and then it usually
I do declare.
Yeah, and it comes back to bite you in the ass a lot.
So, remember when I put up the obstacle course in my front yard?
I do.
my kids never used for 2.5 years. It's still there.
Perfect.
It's been longer than, it's got to be longer than 2.5 years,
I'm
right?
pretty sure I told you to take that down a long time ago.
Hasn't it been longer than 2.5 years?
Yeah.
Isn't Ninja Warrior off the air? You might as well have put up an Andy Griffith playset. You know, like it's an old toy at this point.
Yeah. So it may have been 3 years ago. Who knows? Who's counting?
It was pre-pandemic.
But it was a long time, years ago. And I said that no one, and you said
there's nothing boys like more than a Ninja Warrior climbing set.
Well, yeah, for sure. My kids never used it at all. May have jumped out on one time.
Has anyone used it?
Sometimes my friends' kids use it, but very rarely. It's just up there. It's no one.
And you
uses
never,
it.
you never looked out and saw it and was like, "Well, this is an eyesore. I'll cut it down."
Yeah, well, I'm too lazy.
Okay.
You know, and then Crystal also is like, "Oh, the kids will use it next weekend."
You're a dreamer.
It's all sun beaten. It's all white. It's like all the things are sun bleached white.
It looks like God's Taekwondo belt. It's so white.
So, and you told me take it down, attractive nuisance, and then I
just
said,
think it makes your house look crappy, right?
Yeah, it does. Yeah,
it's a white belt between two trees.
And then I said, there's kids don't play in the neighborhood anymore.
Kids don't play in the neighborhood.
And then I'm like, that doesn't exist. No, it's like it's never. No kids are gonna randomly play on it. It just
anytime
you
say that, anytime you say things like no kids play in the neighborhood, then the chat room will light up with my kids do, my kids do, my kids do, my kids.
Well,
do.
yeah, they're just they're trying to say I'm wrong.
If it's Castleberry, there's a travel warning not to go to Castleberry. Keep the kids out.
Yeah, you guys have a curfew, right?
Anyway, so 2 weeks ago, I'm in my backyard digging some holes, right?
Yeah,
so,
that's what he does. He digs to forget.
Now
you sit in the holes. What are we doing in the holes?
No. He just digs them so he has something to do other than spend time with his family.
That makes sense.
No, I'm planting a tropical paradise back there.
It does look nice. It does look nice.
And,
Yeah.
So
look, I'd love to give him crap, but it looks great back there.
So I want to turn my backyard into a tropical paradise. I'm evolving into a nerd dad that likes to,
I think he goes back there and pretends he's on Love Island or something. You know, like he walks around with his shirt off looking at his tropical plants.
Hey, Crystal, put this coconut bikini on.
Yeah, exactly.
There's an element.
Take my rose.
Of just like tinkering around in my backyard.
Do you walk around nude in your backyard?
No. But
I believe that. Very modest, this one.
So and not to mention, I've expanded upon the Ninja Warrior course, and this past
man, if they love the first pieces I put on there, I'll put more.
This past Christmas, we gave the boys this swing. It's like a giant saucer.
Yeah.
And
the boys are like, God, they keep getting us outside stuff. Oh God, more of this outside stuff.
They're like, all we want to do is play on our iPads. So we got this big saucer type swing that me and Crystal, it's like hung.
Wait, saucer type swing.
It's like a giant, like I said, like it's probably 6 foot in diameter, and it has like 4 connecting points to one, and then it goes, and this rope goes like we hung it 25 foot into the top of our live oak trees. That I was
surprised
up there.
You were willing to sacrifice the integrity of some of your trees.
No, it's on a thick branch, but it's high. I was throwing a wrench tied with a string.
Okay,
and then pulling a thicker strap or whatever. It's a death trap too, because like does
it hang and hang?
But it's like as it swings, because it's so high that it's almost like it's sawing its own self apart. And I hear it sawing itself every swing. Like that my son's
They call that Dr. Petrie's conundrum. Yeah, when it saws itself through and then it ends up murdering you.
And then Crystal's
like a jigsaw contraption.
She's like, you have to change this one day. I'm like, I'm going to change it next week. And, it's been now.
Yeah, and they've been using it so much that the tree's got to be like, right?
So anyway, I'm in the backyard and I hear the swing because it makes a sawing like sound.
Yeah, it makes a very loud, ominous sawing like sound.
And I'm like, Crystal must have kicked the boys off Roblox. They must be playing on the swing, right? So I hear the swing or whatever, and then I'm taking some branches out to the front. And then as I go out there, I look over, and I'm like, those are not my sons. And it's like,
you want me to play this?
It's 2 Castleberry teens.
Yeah. You know how you know? Mustaches.
Yeah, they have mustaches
Yeah.
and basketball jerseys.
They do.
That's why I have a video.
Yeah, they both look like comedian Andrew Schultz. That's how pronounced their mustaches
and they're
are.
swinging on the saucer, and they're swinging crazy. Like it goes high as hell.
Here's a
well.
No, you want me to not play that?
The video is not of the saucer. The video is the obstacle course. They are swinging on that too. so I walked out there, and then I saw them, and I was like, "Whoa!" And I'm like, it almost blew my mind. I was like, "Oh, the thing that I said would never happen is happening right in front of me." Right? And so then they saw me, and then they took off running because they expected me to be like, "Get out of here!" Like, I would have let them swing on there or whatever. I don't care. No one else is using it. At least someone is. So I was like, "Oh, that's weird." I told Moe,
hurry, old man running's coming.
And then we found out we got it on camera. And my Ring camera, and Daniel played the video.
Here
for
we
the
go.
Twitch,
Here's a little.
So this is my front yard. You see my truck in Crystal's Traverse, thanks to DM Chevy.
Look close so you can see a wallet on the ground.
And so the two Castleberry teens are walking, and then it's
a very wholesome video.
They see my obstacle course hanging in between the trees right there. And then they're like, I'm attracted to this.
They're like, oh, man, let's make a nuisance of this.
And then they immediately just start swinging on it, right? And so they start swinging on the obstacle course for a little while.
I'm surprised you went out there and stopped their fun.
And I didn't. I saw them, and I was like, whoa. And then they saw me.
I'm surprised you didn't hide from them. Like, oh.
No. Well, I was just taking off all the debris from my the leaves I'm cutting. Anyway, so my point being, Mo, is
did you get a small little bit of like where you're like, all right, somebody's using it a little bit?
No, because I was more mad that I proclaimed to you and Mo and everybody that no teen is gonna randomly see this and
you
just
do this all the time.
Because I was like, what? Who's gonna just see some swings or whatever in someone's front yard and just think to themselves like, hey,
there they go.
I'm gonna jump on it.
There they go. They're out of here.
Yeah. They take off running. So now, this is exactly what you said I should be worried about because if they hurt themselves, then I could be sued because I have essentially created an attractive nuisance in my front yard. As exactly what you said, attracted the teens to then swing on something that I know is all sun-beaten. It could fall apart at any time.
It's compromised. It's literally a trap at this point.
It basically is. Yeah.
So, but my question is, Mo, that by the letter of the law, yes, I can be sued. Right? Sorry. But you still have to have a jury that would see this video and then say to themselves, right, that like, this isn't Tom Van's fault. He just put this up for his kid. This is the Castleberry teens' fault. They took it upon themselves.
How does this work, typically?
To get on my swing and hurt themselves. Like, how could I be, liable for these Castleberry teens, Mo?
Because you put that up there, which is basically inviting them to come use it. And you don't have any signs saying not to use it or no trespassing or anything like that. So like you said, it's an attractive nuisance. It's especially when you're dealing with kids, that it's harder for a jury to blame the children typically. So, you have this thing there. There's no signs. There's no fences, theoretically. So they came in, they started playing with it, and they got hurt. And that's old Tom Van's fault.
Oh, man. And they're really going to get hurt on those roots, on the roots there?
It's a root
because if you fall out of that swing, it's going to hurt. It's like landing on a shillelagh. Everything is a wood knob. It's going to hurt. Because those trees are old as hell.
So without a sign or anything, like 100%, I would be liable.
Most likely. Most likely.
There's no, like,
Why don't you just cut them down today? Why don't you just go in there with a knife and just cut them down?
Because I kind of, like, I'm pretty sure this will never happen again.
You got it done. What's
the chance of it happening twice, right? Like,
that one I actually like.
It happened in 3 years. Like, 3 years of nothing.
And it wasn't even that long, really. How long were they on there? 20 seconds?
And then they got scared away, and then, so, and those teens weren't from, I think they were visiting an aunt or uncle down the street or something. Like, I've never seen
they'll
those.
Be back.
Yeah. So they'll never go.
You got it done.
I'm leaving it. I'm leaving it.
All right. We got to the bottom of it. That's good.
Anyway, so Mo, I know we did have a lawyer question from.
I'm having a hard time finding it.
Who cares?
We
don't need to answer any
emails one more
questions.
time.
And we're gonna release the Mike Busey interview, but he was just saying like no one's ever gotten hurt on his property, which is insane.
It's pretty incredible. I mean, honestly, that's an incredible safety record. Yeah.
I
and
had
he's
it
never
queued up
been
as a-
sued. That is crazy.
I had it queued up as a question for him,
How-
and he did say that, and I'm like, there's absolutely no way that has happened, or maybe he just talked his way out of it.
But there's also the probability. Like I know this happened with Adam Carolla back in the day when he was getting sued by patent trolls.
Yeah.
Where they're basically like the lawsuit. He was trying to raise money to defend himself, and what finally ended the lawsuit is when the patent trolls moved to Discovery and they started like looking at his auditing his personal finances, and they realized they're like, oh, he doesn't have $50 million to get, and then just dropped it,
Yeah.
And I'm sure like Busey's in that similar situation. We're not Walmart or have like some insane amount of money.
Well, and if you set things up properly, you insulate yourself from some liability in certain ways. I think that was part of Carolla's thing was he had different entities. It wasn't just his personal wealth. He had different entities, so they could sue the entity, but what are you going to take, his podcast studio? I mean, it wasn't really like there was a ton of assets to go after there. From talking to Busey in the lobby, he has quite a few lawyers on staff, and he does really run it like a corporation, it sounds like. And I love the story he told, I think, last time he was on the show where, he was going around with the IRS auditor because they were under an IRS audit. And he had to be like, yeah, here's the donkey mask that I used for $79, and this is what we used it for. And so, I mean, he has some experience actually, dealing with it like a corporation because he's making enough money now where he kind of has to deal with that way. So I'm sure he set things up and probably has liability waivers and has things set up in a certain way to try to protect himself as much as possible, obviously.
Yeah.
This actual email had to do with harassment. It came up on, I forget what we were talking about. I think it was another one of your, harassment. That doesn't happen, or it doesn't take much, because this person says, tell Tom it doesn't take as much as we thought. Or tell Tom it doesn't take as much as he thought. My girlfriend's ex was calling and texting me a few times a week. Stupid things like, quote, good morning, sunshine. I blocked him, and he called from other phone numbers. Cops told him if he didn't knock it off, that they would file harassment charges, but he said he would stop, so they didn't do anything. A week or so later, he started again, so I went to the police, and they said I have to start from scratch and let it go for a bit. So I went to the state attorney's office. They sent him a letter to stop. He called my girlfriend and said for me not to send fake letters to him from the state attorney's office, and continued to randomly call me. They charged him with stalking and put him on a year probation. During that time, our class reunion was at a bar, and he was gracious enough to post photos. So I got him for 30 days in jail for a parole violation. 14 years later, he is still a pain in the ass, not paying for his kids' medical bills. So,
oh, man.
There you go. Just
so
saying.
I would venture, I don't know if that's Florida. I'm assuming it probably is, but there's probably a little bit more to that story. So typically stalking injunctions are difficult to get, but if someone continues to contact you and they don't have any legitimate purpose and you've told them to stop, then you could go after them for stalking. Typically, you start with a civil injunction where a court says, hey, you're not allowed to contact this person. Then if they violate that, then it becomes criminal.
Interesting.
And that's probably what happened here. He violated the civil injunction. It became criminal. He then violated that again, and so that's probably why he got put in jail for 30 days.
Also easier to collect evidence probably nowadays with texting, because people text all day, and then it's like, here's the evidence that this person's texted me 500 times or whatever.
Yeah, but the key there is you have to tell them, hey, I don't want to be contacted anymore. So I had a case one time where it was pretty clear that the person I was representing, in my mind at least, was stalking this individual. But his defense was that he wanted to give her Christmas present. And so the court found, well, you had a legitimate purpose in contacting her, and she never said to stop. But now that she said to stop, you can't contact her anymore. So
it's also weird that Bustecker, this many years after the fact, would still laugh at that. Like, why would you still laugh at that? He handled your case, and you still think it's funny to stalk a poor woman. My God. Now that you're happily married.
I wanted to give her a Christmas present. Like, oh, innocent.
Actually, I think he gave her a Christmas tree too, and just put it outside her door.
Oh, that is really creepy.
Yeah.
So let's talk about the celebrity bowling tournament.
Celebrity bowling tournament.
So, how many different celebrities this year is it? Is it in the
two.
same place?
Tom and Dan.
Sorry,
Yeah,
me
I
and
was
Dan.
going to say, I didn't want to bring that up, but I do kind of feel like we are the headliners.
Absolutely.
Don't you feel like a headliner?
Yeah. We are sold out. Bussecker told us.
I think you guys are sold out.
We're very fast. If we sold out I don't know if we sold out the fastest. I don't want to misspeak here, but I feel like we're very important. We're at least the first line below. Like if you were looking at a big music festival, right? Like if you got like Neil Young and Crazy Horse at the top, like we're right underneath, I feel like.
What day is it?
April 12th.
April 12th. Is this mic on?
Yeah,
you're on.
Yeah, April 12th. April 12th.
April 12th.
Saturday, April 12th, 2 to 5.
And how can people be involved? I've been telling everybody, and the people have been listening because I see them get their cards in the mail.
Say, storm the alley.
So go to
You'll be pardoned.
JustCallMoe.com. Sign up to become a VIP member.
Yes.
You'll get a metal card in the mail with your name on it.
I signed up for that.
Yeah,
because
if you want to be a VIP, it's justcallmo.com/VIP. If you want to buy a bowling ticket, it's justcallmo.com/bowling.
Okay. And there's still celebrities that you could bid on and get on their team.
Yeah. So there's still a few spots left to bowl with some of the celebrities. And if you don't want to bowl, you just want to come hang out, we have pinball tickets as well, and those are just $15. You can just come play pinball, hang out, and have fun.
It's a really good time, all for a really good cause too. Let's talk about the cause real quick. Is it
Rosie's Adventure?
Rosie's Adventure, and
this made me cry last time.
Oh yeah, the video was.
The video is so good.
Well,
like it's good in a good way because it made you really feel for like kids
they help kids battling cancer. She Nikki Ramirez, who runs it, her daughter passed away from cancer a few years ago, and she wanted to sort of continue that legacy of helping kids, and so they take toys to kids that are in the hospital.
Love it.
And take them on fun trips and stuff like that too.
And that's the best part about being involved in these events that Moe Dewitt puts on is that all the money raised goes to the charity.
100%.
You know what I'm saying? Like
Yeah.
and Moe puts these events
the
on.
best.
To raise the money for charity and to get everybody together, and that's why everybody wants to be involved.
We'll get together, we'll high five, we'll remind each other of all while we're here. We'll focus on Rosie's Adventure. We'll look at it, go make a ton of money, and then do it again next year.
It's a win-win for everybody.
It's fantastic.
And I appreciate that, Mo.
I got this from you guys. Every dollar is going to the charity. We pay for the event. It's not the proceeds or the profits.
Yeah.
We pay for the entire event. So every dollar, when you're buying a ticket, that money is 100% going to the charity and going to help these kids.
Yeah, it's awesome.
I love that.
And that's why we'll always be a part of your
Always.
events, Mo.
Forever.
And it's awesome that you're doing that.
I would say one other thing, we also try to make everything relatively inexpensive to participate in. I mean, as you talked about, these tickets went really, really fast. I probably could have made them twice the amount or 3 times the amount. We still would have sold tickets and raised a bunch of money. But we also want to make it so you're not like, oh my gosh, these are so expensive. And so we want people to be there. We want to sell out tickets. So that's why we make them, priced affordably to come have fun.
Yeah, but then we get you there, we get you drunk, and we steal all your money. Give it to the charity.
I wanted to do the Moe. I want to just call Moe Viking River Cruise through certain areas of Europe. Very select.
We'll take you on the St. Johns River.
Very
through Florida.
select group of people.
We'll go to Palatka.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Last bowling event, I lost $100 to BDM's son in a bowling. I bet him in a bowling competition.
Why do you have to? Why is everything got to be about like a challenge? Why is it got to be a challenge? Why can't you just go and just talk to people? It'd just be fun.
Well, it drinks and And
Yeah.
it's like old school. I'm like, hey, well, look at this old school radio thing. I'm sort of gamble.
I got a radio guy that bid on me, an old timer that I know for many, many years, and he texted me and he said, "Hey, I'm the top bidder for you on the bowling tournament. What are our costumes?"
Oh, you're gonna dress in a costume
And
now?
now I got to do costumes now, so I got to figure out what we're doing.
No, just say I'm not participating in that.
That's not fun. That's not
you
fun.
can dress like whatever you want.
We do give away trophies for best costumes and best dress.
That wasn't controversial last year.
That
caused a lot of problems.
Oh, yeah.
Because was it like Samantha thought she was the best dressed?
Well, Angel bowled a better than
Actually,
me.
Angel, it wasn't Angel. It was Fowler, Josh Pinkman.
Oh, it's Pinkman. Yeah.
He's got big hands.
Yeah. But listen, you trying to take my trophy? I showed my sons that trophy.
Are you gonna dress up?
I put that in their playroom.
Oh my God. Yeah, where they don't look at it.
I never cared to. I was like, what can I do to impress you?
Why don't you put it out there with their swing set?
Interesting this is. Most dads are boring.
I love
look
the way
at the job.
I
do Busey.
The way he tries to impress his sons is taking them on trips they hate. Like instead of like all the things they want to do, he won't ever do that with them.
I'm gonna show my sons the Busey video of the helicopter and be like, I know this man.
They love that.
Look at him do
They'd be like, is that obese man pooping on the Hollywood sign? And they're like, yes, he is. Your daddy knows that man. And I know Moe Dewitt too. Just call Moe.
Mo, thanks so much for stopping by.
Anytime.
Injured on the go, just call Mo. Sign up to become a VIP member. Just go to justcallmo.com/VIP.
It does my heart well to know that a lot of people like in our chat room just know you, and I don't even think they know you're a lawyer. They love you. They just love your events.
I'm not doing my job.
Like our guys, they're like, you going to the Mo thing? Yeah, Mo, we love Mo.
He's an event promoter.
I'm like, he can help you out if you're like injured on the go. Like, I'll write that down. That's good. That's good to know. Oh my God, where does he find time to do that when he's partying at Gatorland?
All right, we will see you tomorrow.